Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 6 of Invincible Season 2, and yeah, like I was saying last episode, they were like in a real perilous place, but that's what this show does. It seems like everything's doomed, everyone's dead or dying, and then it pulls it back the next episode, and that's exactly what happened. We start off with Rex, who's at gunpoint. His entire team has been massacred in really brutal ways, by the way. And you think like, well, how's he going to get out of this one? How is he going to avoid getting shot in the head? And the truth is, he doesn't. It just happens. It's crazy. But of course, while the villain is monologuing, Rex somehow is able to stand back up, and he is... Ooh, he's in rough shape. But because the snake guy seems to be normal, he doesn't seem to have any kind of powers, which is insane, because like the rest of the Serpent Society there had powers, but he seems to be completely normal. I don't know what his power set is supposed to be, but he's just a guy with a gun. So Rex is able to just beat him up and just kick the crap out of him. And he's missing a hand. He's got a bullet wound in his brain. It's insane. And also, Shrinking Ray somehow is able to crawl out of the dead body of Komodo Dragon, which was crazy because, I mean, wasn't Komodo Dragon like chewing and stuff? Like, wasn't he like, I don't know, it really seems like she was gone, but somehow she's also still alive. So of course they're like in the hospital for the rest of the episode, and it does seem like Duplicate is dead, but of course, you know, you got a person who can make copies of themselves. I mean, the obvious answer is that there's a copy out there somewhere, but they do hold a funeral for her, and what's his name? The Immortal, he's all sad about it, because, you know, they had a thing going on, which is kind of weird, because, you know, isn't he, like, hundreds and hundreds of years old? Okay, got some Twilight stuff going on there, very questionable. Anyways, so they hold a funeral for Duplicate. Meanwhile, up in space, they managed to create a device at the last possible minute that can disrupt the Sequids from, it can separate the host from the Sequids, and they all fall down. And so they barely make it out of there. A couple of their members get infected for a second, but they activate the device again, and it separates them, so they're free, and they run away from the Martians that are following them. And everything seems fine for now. And basically, yeah, they make it back to Earth, and that's when they find out that Duplicate is dead, and that entire team just is in the hospital now. And yeah, basically after this, the episode kind of just time skips, you know, like we just see, I don't know, a week or even 2 weeks passing by. People are in the hospital, and we focus a lot on Mark and Amber's relationship, and they kind of pseudo break up, kind of. They have like a long talk about like, well, I'm always gone, but also I can't be selfish and expect you to be around because, you know, you're a superhero. That's kind of the deal. And, you know, they're just... It's just real wishy-washy right now, you know, like she wants to experience college, but also she doesn't want to feel selfish. There's a lot of emotions going on here, but I will say everyone was being real reasonable. You know, it wasn't like one of those breakups where, you know, we're like, why are you gone all the time? And it's like, well, because I'm a superhero, and maybe I don't want to be a superhero. And you know, it was just real, like, you know, they were being very reasonable about it. Everyone was being an adult. You know, it's like there's realistic things on both sides here. So, you know, it's tricky. That's like the life of a superhero, right? Anyways, and then after that, what we got? We got Alan, the alien, coming back down, and you know, he's supposed to bring Mark back, and Mark's like, well, I can't go because we're in a tricky place. But my dad did tell me to look at his books, and earlier Mark had gotten those books from his dad, or not his dad, but from what's his name? The tailor, the guy who makes the superhero costumes, Mark Hamill. I don't remember the character's name. Anyways, he got those books, right? And he had started to discover, like, oh, there's mention of a planet with these really strong aliens, and there's mention of this space biker who has like an invincible immortal gun, like super gun. So, you know, basically in all these books, there's going to be little ways to defeat the Viltrumites, which, again, kind of has me asking, like, these were books that Omni-Man wrote years ago, but he didn't betray the Viltrumites until like recently. So like, what why did he write this stuff down? You know, like was this all really a plan just to like, I'm gonna make a list of Viltrumite weaknesses for no reason? Like I don't quite understand the logic there. Why would he have done this? You know, if he was still loyal to the Viltrumites, why would he keep note of all their weaknesses and then write stories specifically about those weaknesses, right? To where he could like one day be like, hey, look at the books. The books are how we defeat the Viltrumites. You know, it's, I don't know, like are they gonna say that he kind of always wanted to rebel against the Viltrumites, or, you know, is it just by coincidence those are the stories he wrote and those stories also contain the weaknesses against them? I don't know. Kind of questioning the logic of these books, but in any case, Mark gives them to Alan, or at least Alan scans them, and they're able to take that information back. So Mark is not going with Alan to join their cause right now. I'm sure eventually he will. But, you know, they're going to slowly be building up on how to stop Omni-Man. Oh, and then it kind of ends with the astronaut, who they just released back home. I guess they did some scans, but obviously not enough, because you know, he's at his home, he's picking stuff up because the Martian had been living there, and he throws up a Sequid, and the Sequid takes him over, and you know what I mean? Like, I guess, I don't know if the Sequid's able to just produce a whole bunch of other Sequids or how that's going to play out, but, you know, now it's clearly going to be a problem still going on. And now, of course, we have to worry, like, what about the other two? Because two of their teams, you know, two of their team also got infected. It was the robot guy and, what's her name? So they might also still have Sequids in them? We'll have to see. I don't know. They weren't infected for as long, so maybe not, but in any case, that's definitely going to be a reoccurring thing. It's going to come back. And then we finally end, in the after credit scene, we get the multiverse guy. He's back, and he's jumping through all these things. He got a new suit, and, you know, he's got his crazy weird brain thing that happened. Like he multiverse merged all his minds or something. And he wants revenge on Mark, or at least a version of Mark, for something that a different version of Mark did at some point. I don't know. Motivation's still kind of iffy on that one. And also, I don't think we're going to end with this guy being our big bad of the season, because he's barely been in the season, to be honest. It feels like he was in the first 2 episodes, and we're only just now getting back to him, and we've only got like 2 episodes left, right? So, I don't know. Feels kind of weird and really late to be like trying to build this guy up to be the big bad. So I imagine he's going to be a season 3 thing. You know, like maybe Mark meets him for the first time in this at the very end here, and then he's season 3's problem. You know, I don't know. But yeah, that's really all that's going on. This was a much more, you know, this feels like the, what you call it, an interim? I don't know if I'm using that word right, but basically just this is the episode where we're gonna, all right, everyone's in the hospital, we all got really messed up, let's talk about some relationship problems, let's all chill out for a second. You know, who's gonna be joining the team, who's out of the team, who's breaking up, who, you know, all that stuff. And really we're just gonna, I guess next episode we're gonna see something more happen. You know, maybe we will get more development with this multiverse guy. I don't know, it just seems really weird to set him up so early. Oh, we did get a little tiny glimpse of Omni-Man, and he's in a Viltrumite prison, and he doesn't say anything. They're like, well, you know, hey, you can join us, it's not too late, you can become, you know, the cool, like, evil warrior guy you were, and he just does not reply at all. I was expecting something to be revealed there, like maybe he had a lockpick, and he was gonna, like, start breaking out, but no, he doesn't. The weird thing is that they made him, like, pound his fist on the floor for a second, and it made this huge dent, and I'm like, okay, so if this prison is like that, if the prison is that fragile that he can make like a big dent in the floor like that, it feels like he could escape like right now. Like there's nothing stopping him from just leaving. You know, I mean, I guess you could say that the other Viltrumites will just go after him immediately, but it feels like he could escape immediately. Like that floor is not like a Viltrumite strength floor. So I don't know. Very interesting. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next episode. The little brother is getting older every episode, it seems. So, you know, maybe next episode he'll be like a 6-year-old. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited to finally get more information about this multiverse guy, I guess, because it just feels like they have not done enough for me to like care about that plot line. That's like the one thing that they set up so early, and then they just completely ignored it for like 5 episodes. So I'm waiting to care about that whole thing. It doesn't seem like any kind of immediate threat, you know, even though he's jumping through portals and he's got a big brain. I'm like, okay, and you know, like, are you gonna, what's like the real threat here? I don't quite get it yet. But yeah, that was Invincible episode 6. Let me know what you guys think. You know, I'm sure the comic book readers already know where this is all going, but yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.